Brothers, every time you step into the gym, you are not just lifting weights. You are lifting your future. Each rep is a statement. Each drop of sweat is an investment. And every ounce of effort is building not only your body, but also the discipline that creates wealth and success in life. The gym is not just a place to train muscles. It is a place to train your mind, your patience, and your hunger for growth. Most people quit when it gets hard. They quit when the pain shows up, when the progress feels slow, or when life tests their patience. But here's the truth. The pain is the signal that you are growing. The slow progress is the foundation of lasting success. And the test is the proof that you are worthy of results. If you never give up in the gym, you will build a strength that follows you everywhere in your career, in your wealth, in your family, and in your legacy. Discipline is the backbone of every transformation, both inside the gym and outside of it. When you rely only on motivation, you will quickly realize it comes and goes like the wind. Some mornings you will wake up full of energy, ready to attack the weights with passion. But on other days, you will feel heavy, drained, or even uninterested. In those moments, it is discipline that pulls you forward. Discipline does not ask if you feel like it. Discipline tells you what must be done, and it demands action no matter the mood. It is this steady foundation that separates those who achieve results from those who give up halfway. When you step into the gym with discipline, you are training not just your muscles, but your character. Each time you push through a workout you didn't want to do, you are building an inner strength that will serve you far beyond the weights. You are teaching yourself that commitment is greater than emotion, and that following through is greater than giving in. This mindset alone transforms average lifters into champions of their own lives. Discipline shows itself in the little decisions you make every day. Do you prepare your meals in advance, or do you leave it to chance? Do you complete the final set even when your body is begging you to stop? Do you choose water over soda, rest over distraction, focus over laziness? Each small choice is a reflection of your discipline, and together, these choices add up to the body, the strength, and the success you desire. When you build your training routine on discipline, you remove the need for constant reminders or external pushes. You don't need someone to cheer you on to get moving because your standard is set. You no longer wait for the perfect mood or the right energy. You operate on principle, not feeling. That shift alone is enough to create consistency, and consistency is the engine that powers lasting growth. Motivation is an emotion, but discipline is a habit. Emotions change daily, but habits shape destiny. If you allow emotions to guide your training, you will lift hard on one day and then disappear for a week when the feeling is gone. But if you allow discipline to guide you, you will show up day after day, session after session, building a chain of progress that cannot be broken. It is this chain that carries you through months and years, and those years transform your body and your life. In discipline, there is no debate. There is no question of should I go to the gym today, or should I finish this workout. The decision has already been made long before the moment arrives. Discipline frees you from wasting energy on choice because you have already committed. When the time comes, you act without hesitation. This eliminates weakness and strengthens your focus, making you unstoppable in your pursuit. True discipline in the gym is not about being perfect every single day, but about showing up even when the conditions are not perfect. You might be tired, your schedule might be full, or your energy might be low, but discipline does not allow those things to dictate your actions. You adjust, you adapt, and you still put in the work. Even if it is not your best session, it is a session that adds to your growth. That consistency keeps your momentum alive. Discipline teaches patience, because results do not come in days or even weeks. Muscles grow slowly, strength builds gradually, and endurance develops over time. Only disciplined people can survive the waiting period, because they are willing to keep planting seeds without immediately seeing the harvest. They trust the process, knowing that each day of discipline compounds into visible transformation. In life, just as in the gym, discipline is the invisible hand that shapes your destiny. Without it, you drift aimlessly, pulled by the ups and downs of motivation. With it, you have structure, direction, and the power to keep moving forward even when obstacles appear. That kind of control makes you not only a stronger lifter, but also a stronger person. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the most resilient individuals you admire, all of them mastered discipline before they mastered anything else. They understood that showing up every day, regardless of circumstances, is the greatest advantage anyone can build. And once you develop this same discipline, you unlock a level of consistency that can make the impossible possible. Consistency is the force that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Anyone can train hard for a week or two, but it is the ability to keep showing up month after month and year after year that creates true transformation. Muscles are not built overnight, strength is not gained in a single session, and endurance is not achieved in a short period of time. These things grow only when you repeat the process consistently, allowing your body and mind to adapt to the demands you place on them. Without consistency, every workout becomes a reset, and progress becomes slow or non-existent. Every rep, every set, and every workout adds up like bricks in a wall. One by one, they may not seem like much, but when placed together consistently, they build something strong and lasting. Skipping days, quitting when it gets hard, or training only when you feel like it leaves gaps in that wall, and those gaps weaken the entire structure. Consistency is about laying those bricks without fail, creating a solid foundation that cannot be shaken. Consistency builds trust within yourself. Each time you commit to a workout and follow through, you prove to yourself that you are dependable. Over time, this develops self-confidence because you no longer rely on excuses or empty promises. You know you will show up because you have trained yourself to do so. This trust is powerful. It extends beyond the gym into your personal life, your career, and your relationships, strengthening everything around you. The human body thrives on consistency. Muscles respond to repeated stress, growing stronger as they adapt to the load. Endurance increases when you steadily push your limits over time. Even your metabolism and energy levels improve when you consistently fuel your body with the right nutrition and stay active. Without consistency, your body cannot properly adapt because it needs regular exposure to effort to grow. Consistency also protects you from losing progress. Missing one day may not make a big difference, but missing several days, then weeks, will start to reverse the hard work you have done. The body quickly adjusts to inactivity, and what took months to build can be lost in a fraction of the time. This is why showing up consistently, even for shorter or lighter sessions, is better than long gaps of inactivity followed by bursts of intensity. In the gym, consistency beats intensity every time. It is not about how much you can lift in a single workout, but about how often you lift over the course of time. A person who trains moderately but consistently for years will achieve far greater results than someone who trains extremely hard for a month and then quits. The steady pace always outruns the sprint, because growth comes from accumulation, not sudden effort. Consistency also develops discipline naturally. When you make training a regular part of your life, it stops feeling like a decision and starts feeling like a habit. You no longer waste time debating whether to go or not. You simply go because it is who you are. This habit removes mental resistance and makes it easier to push through obstacles, because you already know that training is part of your daily rhythm. Another power of consistency is that it creates momentum. Each workout builds on the last, and as you keep stacking them, the results begin to show. That visible progress fuels motivation, and motivation fuels further consistency. It becomes a cycle of growth, where the effort you put in comes back to you in the form of results, making it easier to stay on track. Without consistency, that momentum breaks and starting over becomes harder every time. Consistency is not just about workouts, it is about recovery, nutrition, and mindset as well. Eating clean one day and then neglecting it the rest of the week will not move you forward. Sleeping well one night and then staying restless the rest of the week will not help recovery. To truly see change, you must be consistent in every area, aligning your lifestyle with your goals so that every action supports your growth. At its core, consistency is a commitment to never give up, no matter how slow progress may feel. It is the daily decision to keep pushing, keep training, and keep moving forward, even when the results are not immediately visible. Over time, that persistence compounds into strength, confidence, and transformation that cannot be achieved in any other way. Discipline is the backbone of every fitness journey. It is the ability to control your actions, your thoughts, and your habits when motivation fades away. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when your body feels tired, when your mind says stop, and when life throws distractions in your way. Without discipline, the smallest obstacle becomes an excuse to quit, but with discipline, even the toughest challenges become opportunities to grow stronger. Discipline is what separates those who only dream from those who achieve. Discipline teaches you to honor your commitments to yourself. When you set a training schedule, discipline ensures you follow it, whether you feel like it or not. It reminds you that your goals matter more than temporary comfort, and that the pain of regret is far worse than the pain of effort. Each time you keep your word and show up, even when it is inconvenient, you are shaping your character and proving that you are not controlled by weakness or laziness. In the gym, discipline shows up in small details. It is the extra rep you push through when your muscles are burning. It is the proper form you maintain instead of rushing through sloppy movements. It is the patience to rest between sets for the right amount of time instead of cutting corners. These small decisions may not feel significant in the moment, but when repeated over months and years, they create extraordinary results. Discipline lives in these details, and without it, progress is always limited. Discipline also shapes your nutrition. It is easy to give in to cravings, to reach for what is convenient, or to justify poor choices with excuses. But discipline is the voice that says no when temptation calls. It reminds you that every meal is fuel, and that what you put into your body directly affects your performance and recovery. Discipline in nutrition is not about perfection. It is about consistency and control, making the right choices more often than not, and resisting the pull of habits that keep you from your best self. The power of discipline extends beyond physical effort. It sharpens your mind, teaching you to focus on what truly matters. In a world filled with distractions, discipline allows you to prioritize your health and fitness over wasted time. It forces you to use your hours wisely, because you recognize that every moment spent on meaningless activities could have been invested in building strength, endurance, or skill. Discipline becomes a shield that protects your goals from being stolen by distractions. Discipline also strengthens your resilience. When you train your mind and body to stay committed under pressure, you become capable of handling setbacks without breaking. A missed lift, a slow recovery, or a plateau in progress does not shake you when discipline is in place, because you are anchored by routine and commitment rather than fleeting emotions. This resilience becomes a source of confidence, knowing that nothing can pull you away from your path. Discipline creates freedom. At first, it feels restrictive to follow routines, to sacrifice comfort, and to resist temptation. But in reality, it gives you freedom over your future. Instead of being trapped by laziness, unhealthy habits, or regret, discipline frees you to live with strength, health, and pride. It ensures that you are in control of your choices rather than being a slave to impulses. True freedom is not doing whatever you feel like. It is having the strength to do what is right, even when it is hard. In the journey of fitness, discipline turns effort into identity. At first, you may see working out as something you do, but with discipline, it becomes who you are. It stops being a task on your schedule and becomes part of your character. This identity makes it easier to stay consistent, because training is no longer negotiable. It is simply part of your life, like eating or breathing. That shift only happens through the steady practice of discipline. Discipline also inspires others. When people see your dedication, when they notice that you show up no matter the circumstances, it sparks something within them. Your example becomes a form of motivation for those around you, whether it's family, friends, or even strangers in the gym. Discipline spreads. It creates a ripple effect that encourages others to take control of their own lives. In this way, your personal discipline extends far beyond yourself. Ultimately, discipline is not just about fitness, but about building strength of character. It teaches patience, responsibility, and perseverance. It creates a mindset that can be applied to every area of life: work, family, faith, and personal growth. Through discipline, you not only transform your body, but you also shape your mind into something unshakable, capable of withstanding trials and achieving goals that once felt out of reach. Progress in fitness is built on consistency, not random bursts of effort. Showing up to the gym only when you feel motivated will never deliver the results you dream of. Your body changes when you teach it a rhythm, when you commit to training regularly and allow small improvements to stack over time. Consistency creates habits, and habits create transformation. Skipping workouts here and there may feel harmless in the moment, but every missed session is a break in the chain that weakens your discipline and delays your growth. Consistency is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about doing enough things right over and over again. A single intense workout will not change your body, just as one healthy meal will not erase weeks of poor eating. But when you string together days, weeks, and months of consistent effort, your body has no choice but to respond. The weights you lift will feel lighter, your endurance will increase, and your reflection in the mirror will show the results of the seeds you planted with daily commitment. When you remain consistent, even on days you don't feel like training, you send a powerful message to yourself. You prove that your goals are more important than your moods. Your emotions may fluctuate, your energy may rise and fall, but consistency requires you to act beyond feelings. It demands that you show up regardless of how the day looks, because you know that growth is hidden in the act of persistence. The body is shaped in the gym, but the character is shaped in the discipline of never giving up on your routine. Consistency also compounds results in ways that cannot be measured in a single workout. The push-ups you do today may not feel like much. The squats you grind through may... Strength is not built only in the moments when everything feels easy. It is built when you face the weight that feels too heavy and still attempt to lift it. Growth begins where comfort ends, and in the gym this truth becomes clear. Every rep that burns, every set that feels impossible, is actually your body breaking its limits and rewriting its capacity. If you avoid this discomfort, you also avoid the reward that comes with it. Pain and struggle in training are not signals to stop. They are the signs that change is happening. When you train and your muscles begin to shake, it is your body adapting to stress. That shaking is not weakness, it is the process of growth. The same applies in life. Resistance is the force that shapes you. Without the push, without the struggle, there can be no strength. The person who chooses to embrace this moment of pain in the gym learns to handle pressure outside the gym as well. The discipline to push one more rep, even when it hurts, builds the mindset of a champion. It is easy to perform when everything feels smooth, but true strength comes when you push through days of exhaustion, soreness, and fatigue. The person who learns to keep going when they are tired is the one who unlocks a level of progress that others never reach. If you stop when you are tired, you only train your weakness. But if you keep pushing, you are teaching your body and mind to be resilient. That resilience is what separates ordinary results from extraordinary ones. Every drop of sweat is a sign that your body is paying the price for the future version of yourself. The heavier the lift, the deeper the burn, the more your body adapts. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Preparation for a stronger body, a sharper mind, and a more disciplined spirit. Instead of avoiding the struggle, learn to welcome it, because that is where the transformation hides. In those moments when the weights feel like they might crush you, your character is being tested. Will you give in to the pressure, or will you rise above it? Each time you push yourself beyond what you thought possible, you prove to yourself that limits are illusions. You realize that the barriers you once feared were only walls you built in your own mind. The gym becomes more than a place to lift weights. It becomes a place to tear down doubt. Training with intensity is not only about building muscles, it is about building identity. The struggle carves out patience, the repetition builds self-control, and the pain refines your determination. The man who learns to embrace discomfort in training becomes a man who can embrace challenges in life. Just as iron sharpens iron, struggle sharpens character. The gym is simply the battlefield where this sharpening takes place. When you face resistance in training, remember that it is not there to stop you, but to shape you. The weight on the bar is your ally, not your enemy. It pushes against you only so you can become stronger in return. If it feels heavy, it means there is potential for growth. If it feels difficult, it means the transformation has already begun. Discomfort is the signal that you are stepping out of average. Average avoids struggle, average avoids sweat, but greatness is born in struggle, and sweat is the ink with which progress is written. The more you endure the fire of discomfort, the more unshakable you become, both in the gym and in every other area of life. When you stop running from the pain and start running toward it, everything changes. The gym becomes a place where your limits are not the ceiling, but the floor. You stop asking when will it get easier, and instead embrace that the struggle is the very thing making you stronger. Every extra rep beyond comfort is a deposit into your future success. The power of embracing struggle is that it removes excuses. You no longer look for shortcuts or easy routes because you understand that the hard way is the only way. The person who trains this way in the gym also learns to fight this way in life. Struggle is not the end of the journey, it is the path itself. And when you choose to walk it with discipline, you are building strength that no obstacle can take away. Success in fitness and in life is never the result of shortcuts. It is the product of consistency. Showing up when you don't feel like it, lifting the weight when your body feels heavy, staying disciplined when distractions surround you. These are the habits that build unshakable strength. The gym rewards the person who shows up day after day, because transformation is not built in one powerful workout, but in the discipline of many. Consistency is the quiet force that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Every rep you complete is a brick in the wall of progress. One day may feel insignificant, but stacked over weeks, months, and years, it becomes undeniable. A single session will not build your dream body, but refusing to miss session after session will. The same principle applies outside the gym. A single act of discipline may not change your life, but the habit of discipline will shape your destiny. Small, consistent actions always outweigh short bursts of intensity. Discipline means training even when motivation is absent. Motivation is like the weather. It comes and goes, but discipline is like the foundation of a building. It holds steady. If you only train when you feel like it, you will never reach your full potential. But if you discipline yourself to show up regardless of how you feel, then your body and mind will carry you further than you ever imagined. Consistency doesn't rely on feelings, it relies on commitment. Every time you show up to the gym, you are keeping a promise to yourself. And every broken promise weakens you, but every kept promise strengthens your identity. When you keep showing up, even on the days you're tired, even when progress feels slow, you are telling yourself that you are reliable, that you can be trusted, and that you will not abandon your own goals. The discipline to remain consistent builds confidence far greater than any physical strength. Consistency is not glamorous. It does not feel exciting most of the time. It often feels repetitive, ordinary, and even boring. But that is the secret. The extraordinary is hidden in the ordinary. The champion is not made in the moments that look impressive, but in the hours of work no one else sees. The repetition that others avoid is the repetition that forges greatness. True transformation hides behind routine. When you train with discipline, you are not just building muscle. You are rewiring your mind. You are teaching yourself patience, teaching yourself the value of long-term rewards over short-term comfort. Discipline is a lesson that the body teaches the mind. That struggle today is strength tomorrow. That sacrifice today is reward tomorrow. Every disciplined workout is a reminder that growth is slow but steady, and that steady growth is the strongest kind. Consistency also creates momentum. When you do something repeatedly, it becomes easier to continue than to stop. The first week of training may feel heavy, the first month may feel exhausting, but after a while, it becomes part of who you are. Skipping a workout feels unnatural because consistency has reshaped your identity. What once felt like effort becomes habit, and what once felt impossible becomes your normal standard. Discipline is what bridges the gap between goals and achievement. Many people set goals, but few maintain the consistency required to reach them. A dream without discipline will always remain a dream, but a dream combined with consistent action will eventually become a reality. The discipline to wake up early, to train with intensity, to fuel your body with the right food. All of these actions may seem small individually, but together they create unstoppable momentum. The most powerful part of consistency is that it compounds. Just like wealth grows through compounding investments, strength grows through compounding discipline. Each session builds on the last. Each choice to train builds on the one before it. Over time, these small actions create results that look massive to others, but to you, they feel like the natural outcome of simple daily discipline. Discipline and consistency are not talents. They are choices. You choose to wake up and train. You choose to lift even when you are tired. You choose to keep going when the results are not yet visible. Every choice compounds into progress, and every choice ignored compounds into regret. The man who chooses discipline in the gym learns to choose discipline in wealth, in family, and in every area of life. The pattern repeats itself everywhere because the principle is the same. Consistency builds greatness. When you enter the gym, your body follows, but your mind must lead. Mindset is the unseen force that decides whether you will finish the set or stop halfway, whether you will commit to the long journey or quit when it feels slow. Strength is not only in the arms or the chest, it begins in the mind. If your thoughts are weak, your body will never push to its true potential. But if your mindset is locked, unshakable, and focused, your body has no choice but to obey. The way you think about the process determines the way you perform. If you see every rep as punishment, you will resent the work, but if you see every rep as progress, you will push yourself with energy. The mind must reinterpret struggle not as suffering, but as a sign that growth is happening. When the weights feel heavy, a weak mind sees limitation, but a strong mind sees opportunity. It is always the perspective that determines the outcome. Every champion began with the decision to control their thoughts. They did not allow doubt to command their actions. Instead, they trained their mind to believe that progress was possible, no matter how long it would take. This mental discipline is more powerful than muscle. It is the reason some athletes keep going long after their bodies scream to stop, while others quit though they still had strength left. The mind is the gatekeeper, deciding how much the body can endure. Mindset is also what allows you to stay consistent through slow progress. The body changes slowly, but the mind demands quick rewards. Without the right mindset, people give up because they cannot see instant results. But with the right mindset, you understand that each session is like planting a seed. You may not see the growth today, but with patience and belief, the results will show. The mind that accepts delayed reward is the mind that achieves greatness. The gym is a mirror for life. If you teach your mind to stay strong during a hard workout, you are teaching it to stay strong during financial setbacks, personal struggles, or unexpected challenges. The mindset you train under the barbell is the same mindset you carry into your business, your family, and your goals. A weak mind collapses when life becomes heavy, but a strong mind carries the weight and keeps moving forward. Controlling your thoughts is also about silencing the negative voice inside. Everyone has a voice that whispers, "You can't do it, it's too hard, just quit." If you allow that voice to grow, it will destroy your progress. But if you answer it with faith, determination, and clarity, you crush it before it has power. The gym gives you a daily battlefield to practice winning over those thoughts. Each rep becomes a declaration that your mind is stronger than your doubts. Visualization is a powerful tool of mindset. When you imagine yourself lifting heavier, running faster, or achieving more, your body begins to follow. The mind sets the blueprint and the body builds it. This is why athletes and successful people spend time visualizing their goals. They do not wait to see it before they believe it. They believe it first and then they see it. Mindset is the architect of reality. A strong mindset also means protecting your environment. The voices you hear, the people you surround yourself with, and the things you consume feed your thoughts. If you surround yourself with weakness, you will think weak. If you surround yourself with strength, you will think strong. Mindset is not built in isolation, it is reinforced by the environment. That's why the gym is powerful. It surrounds you with effort, discipline, and energy that shape your own mindset. The battle of mindset is renewed every day. Yesterday's strength cannot fight today's weakness. That's why you must sharpen your thoughts daily, reminding yourself why you started, what your goals are, and how far you've come. A strong mindset is not permanent. It is maintained, trained, and refreshed just like the body. You cannot expect yesterday's focus to carry today's weight. You must build it fresh every morning. Ultimately, the mind decides the path and the body follows. A strong body with a weak mind will always fail, but a strong mind with an average body will always find a way to grow. The person who trains their thoughts learns to master their actions, and the person who masters their actions shapes their destiny. Fitness, wealth, and life itself bend to the will of a disciplined, unshakable mindset. Discipline is the anchor that holds everything together when motivation fades away. Motivation is like a spark. It burns brightly in the beginning, but it is discipline that keeps the fire alive long after the spark is gone. Many people step into the gym with energy, excitement, and fresh determination. But without discipline, that energy fades. Discipline is the habit of showing up even when the mood is gone, even when the body feels tired, and even when the results seem far away. It is the force that keeps you consistent when everything else tries to pull you away. Every rep completed is not just the result of strength, but of discipline. The choice to not skip warm-ups, the choice to push through the last 2 painful reps, the choice to come back the next day even when sore. All of this is the work of discipline. It is invisible to others, but it is the reason champions are made. Talent may give you a head start, but discipline ensures you reach the finish line. Without it, even the strongest talent crumbles under pressure. Discipline is not built overnight. It is carved through repetition. Just as muscles grow through repeated stress, discipline grows through repeated choices. Every time you choose to train instead of staying comfortable, you strengthen your discipline. Every time you choose clean food over unhealthy temptations, you sharpen your discipline. It becomes a muscle of its own, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Discipline is proof that small decisions made daily create massive transformations over time. The truth about discipline is that it demands sacrifice. You cannot have discipline without letting go of comfort. You may have to wake up earlier, train when you are tired, or cut out distractions that waste your time. Discipline will not always feel good, but it will always feel right. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the reward it brings is lasting. It separates the ones who only dream from the ones who achieve. In the gym, discipline shows in your form, your consistency, and your progression. Many people lift weights, but only the disciplined pay attention to their technique, their rest, and their nutrition. Discipline is what stops you from rushing, from cutting corners, or from cheating your sets. It holds you to a higher standard, demanding that you give your best every single time. This standard is not about perfection, it is about honesty. Discipline makes sure you do the work the right way, even when nobody is watching. Discipline also controls the way you use time. Without it, hours slip away into distractions, but with it, every hour is directed toward progress. The gym session becomes non-negotiable, not something you squeeze in if you have time. The same discipline applies to wealth. Managing money, investing wisely, and working with focus requires discipline just like lifting. The one who cannot control their habits cannot control their outcomes, but the one with discipline can build anything. It is discipline that trains patience. Growth is slow, and without discipline, the weight feels unbearable. But discipline teaches you to stay the course, to keep moving forward without constantly chasing quick results. You do not stop because progress feels invisible. You trust the process because your discipline holds you steady. This ability to remain patient is rare, but it is what creates extraordinary results in fitness and in life. Discipline is not just about doing hard things, it is about doing the right things consistently. Anyone can work hard for a day, but discipline demands effort every single day. This is why disciplined people appear unstoppable. They may not always be the strongest or the fastest, but they are always present, always committed, always building. Discipline removes the question of if and replaces it with when. Success becomes inevitable because discipline makes quitting impossible. Your discipline is also a message to yourself. Every time you follow through, you are proving to yourself that you can be trusted. When you tell yourself you will train and you actually do it, your confidence grows. When you keep your own promises, you stop doubting your ability. Discipline builds trust between your mind and your actions, creating a sense of certainty that cannot be shaken. That certainty is what allows you to push into new levels of strength and success. Discipline may not look glamorous, but it is the foundation of everything. The early mornings, the late nights, the quiet choices that no one celebrates, all of these are the building blocks of greatness. Discipline will never be loud, but its results will speak for you. In the gym, in your finances, and in your life, discipline is the silent force that keeps you steady when others break, that keeps you moving when others stop, and that turns your effort into lasting achievement. Pain is not just something to be endured. It is a language, a teacher, a reminder that growth is happening. Every time your muscles burn under the weight, every time your lungs fight for air, every time your body trembles under pressure, that pain is shaping you. It is telling you that your limits are being tested, and limits tested are limits expanded. Without pain, there is no signal for growth, no proof that you are moving beyond what you were yesterday. The gym is where pain transforms into progress. The soreness you feel after a heavy session is not punishment. It is the body rebuilding itself stronger. That discomfort is evidence that you are doing the work others avoid. It is the cost of progress, the mark of someone willing to step into fire to come out refined. Every bead of sweat, every aching joint, every burning muscle is part of a currency you pay for strength, resilience, and transformation. Pain also strengthens the mind. When your body tells you to stop but you keep going, your mental toughness is forged. You begin to separate temporary discomfort from permanent weakness. Pain becomes a filter. It weeds out those who only want comfort and keeps only those who truly desire growth. It is the wall that stands in front of greatness, and only those willing to break through it earn the rewards on the other side. Pain is the ultimate test of discipline. It asks you, will you stop here or will you keep going? Most stop at the first sign of difficulty, but those who embrace pain use it as fuel. They understand that every moment of struggle is an investment in their future self. They do not run from the burn, they lean into it. They do not fear exhaustion, they use it to prove their willpower is stronger than their body's complaints. Wealth, too, comes with its own version of pain. The pain of saving when you want to spend, the pain of working long hours when rest feels tempting, the pain of sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term gain. Just as muscles only grow by breaking down and rebuilding, financial strength only grows when you endure the pain of discipline and sacrifice. Pain in both fitness and wealth is not a sign of failure, but a necessary stage of development. When you face pain, you also discover resilience. You learn that you can handle far more than you thought. The weights that once crushed you eventually become warm-ups. The struggles that once seemed unbearable become stepping stones. Pain reveals that strength is not static. It grows with every challenge. What hurt you yesterday becomes your proof of progress today. Pain strips away excuses. When you learn to work through discomfort, you stop giving yourself easy exits. No longer do you say, it's too heavy or it's too hard. Instead, you face the pain head on and prove to yourself that excuses are weaker than your determination. Pain teaches you that you can either let it break you or let it build you. Those who choose to let it build them carry an unshakable mindset into every area of life. The relationship with pain also builds humility. It reminds you that progress will never be free, that results demand effort, that strength is purchased with struggle. Pain keeps you grounded because no matter how strong you become, the moment you stop respecting the process, the moment you stop pushing into discomfort, growth halts. Pain reminds you that the work is never done, that the journey continues, that hunger must remain alive. Pain builds gratitude as well. When you embrace the struggle, you begin to appreciate the reward. The simple ability to lift more, run longer, or recover faster becomes a gift earned through effort. Without the memory of pain, progress would feel empty. But because you've endured the hardship, the achievement feels meaningful. The struggle gives value to the success. Ultimately, pain is proof of life, proof of growth, proof of the path you've chosen. Those who avoid it remain the same. Those who embrace it transform. Pain is not your enemy. It is the mentor that pushes you to evolve. It is the price of entry to the version of yourself you've always wanted to become. And in both fitness and wealth, it is the unspoken truth. Pain will visit everyone, but only those who welcome it will rise to greatness. When you step into the gym, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is ignoring recovery, because recovery is not just about resting. It is about allowing your muscles, your mind, and your energy to rebuild stronger than before, and too many people fall into the trap of thinking that training harder and longer is the only way to grow. But the truth is that the body develops during the time when you let it repair itself, when you give it the sleep, the hydration, and the balanced nutrition it deserves. And that recovery is what turns pain into progress. Every rep you do in the gym creates small tears in your muscles, and if you never give those muscles time to heal, you are not building strength. You are breaking it down, and this is why recovery is not weakness, it is wisdom, because only those who understand the balance of pushing and resting truly see lasting gains, both in their physique and in their ability to perform consistently over time. Too often people believe that skipping rest days or cutting their sleep to work out longer will accelerate their results, but in reality it does the opposite, because the body deprived of rest begins to lose focus, endurance, and the sharpness that training requires, and instead of becoming stronger, they fall into burnout, injury, and discouragement, all because they failed to see recovery as a part of growth. Recovery is not just lying down, it is about being intentional with what you feed your body. because the nutrients you consume either help repair the damage and rebuild stronger muscle fibers, or they slow you down and make your progress harder. And this is where discipline meets wisdom, because the same effort you put into lifting weights should be put into eating clean, staying hydrated, and sleeping well. You can measure someone's seriousness in the gym not only by how hard they train, but also by how seriously they take their recovery, because champions are not those who work until they collapse. They are those who understand that rest is a tool, and those who use it properly return sharper, stronger, and more focused, ready to conquer their next session with purpose and energy. In the pursuit of growth, you must remember that consistency is built on sustainability, and sustainability is built on balance, because when you honor your body's need for recovery, you are not slowing down your journey, you are fueling it, ensuring that your body can carry you through months and years of training without breaking down under the weight of neglect. It is not a sign of weakness to step back and allow your body to heal. It is a sign of strength and maturity, because those who rush the process often end up watching their progress vanish through setbacks, while those who build with patience and respect for their body's needs find themselves moving forward steadily, without interruptions that derail their vision. Recovery also sharpens your mind, because training is not only physical, it is mental, and when the mind is drained from overwork, you lose the fire that pushes you to show up with intensity. But when the mind is refreshed and the body is restored, you show up with a clear focus, ready to give everything you have with a burning determination that makes every workout count. Injury prevention is one of the most overlooked benefits of recovery, because pushing through pain that signals fatigue or ignoring soreness that demands rest is like ignoring the cracks in a foundation, and if you keep building without fixing, eventually everything falls apart. But when you recover, you protect yourself from setbacks that could take weeks or months to heal. Those who respect recovery understand that it is not an option, it is a requirement for greatness, because greatness is not built only in the sweat of the gym, but also in the discipline of honoring your body's limits and restoring its strength. And when you give recovery the same attention as training, you create a cycle where effort and rest feed each other, building a body and a mindset that cannot be broken. Discipline in the gym is not just about showing up when you feel motivated. It is about creating a system that keeps you consistent no matter what mood you are in, because feelings change every day. But commitment must remain firm if you want to see real progress. And those who rely only on motivation often fade away, while those who build discipline stay and rise above everyone else. When you walk into the gym, your body may be tired, your mind may be distracted, but discipline makes you push through and complete what you promised yourself. Because discipline is not about doing what feels good, it is about doing what is necessary. And the repetition of necessary actions creates results that no shortcut or burst of motivation can ever replace. Many people wait for the perfect mood, the perfect energy, or the perfect day to train, but perfection never comes, and if you depend on it, you will miss countless opportunities, while discipline teaches you that progress is not built on waiting for the right time, but on creating the right time, showing up even when conditions are not ideal, and that's how champions separate themselves from the rest. Discipline in the gym extends beyond lifting weights. It is in the way you control your eating, the way you manage your sleep, the way you focus during each rep, because a disciplined person understands that every choice matters, and each choice either builds you up or sets you back. And those who succeed long term are not the ones who make occasional great decisions, but the ones who make disciplined decisions every single day. Wealth in fitness, just like wealth in life, is built through discipline because both require patience, both require effort, and both require a commitment to actions that compound over time. And the same way you cannot build financial success by spending recklessly, you cannot build physical success by training randomly, because structure, order, and consistency are the marks of someone who takes discipline seriously. Discipline is what holds you together when progress seems slow, because there will be weeks where you don't see changes in the mirror. But if you are disciplined, you trust the process and keep going, knowing that results are stacking beneath the surface, waiting to reveal themselves when the time is right, while those who lack discipline quit too soon and never uncover the reward. Without discipline, the pain of training becomes unbearable, but with discipline, that same pain becomes fuel, because a disciplined person doesn't run from the burn. They embrace it as a signal that they are moving forward, and this mindset transforms suffering into strength, proving that discipline is the bridge between the struggle you feel today and the success you will hold tomorrow. Every champion you admire, every strong figure who inspires you, built their legacy on discipline, because talent may give you a start, motivation may give you a spark, but discipline is what carries you to the finish line, and this truth never changes, no matter what goal you pursue, because discipline is the timeless tool that shapes ordinary people into extraordinary examples. Discipline also teaches humility, because when you are disciplined, you do not chase instant gratification, you do not seek applause for small efforts, you simply show up day after day, stacking bricks of progress in silence, until one day the world cannot ignore the structure you have built. And that is the power of staying steady, consistent, and true to the system you created. Discipline is not a punishment, it is freedom, because it frees you from the trap of inconsistency. It frees you from regret. It frees you from the iron never lies, the effort never goes to waste, and the reward never abandons the one who stays consistent. The ones who give up never taste victory, but the ones who stay, the ones who push through the burn, through the doubt, through the setbacks, they rise above average and live lives of strength, abundance, and respect. So remember this: the moment you feel like quitting is the exact moment you must dig deeper, because on the other side of that struggle is the life you've been praying and working for. Never give up!